Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I was just tweeting right quick, let everybody know we're live. But welcome back to Giving Guys with Miami Ties. I'm Richmond Webb. You can follow me on Twitter at Richmond Webb, and my co-host, Mr. Robert Wilson. You can follow him at Aggie Bull, and also you can follow Starcade Media at Starcade Media. We actually like, share, and subscribe, and we're back again this week to talk some Aggie football and also talk about the Miami Dolphins, which is just, man, this last 4 weeks for the Dolphins has been amazing. But Saturday night was really rough, tough, hard-fought game, and lost it with maybe 20 seconds left. But we'll get into that. But how you doing, Robert? How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. Made it through Thanksgiving weekend and Thanksgiving week, and everybody's did the travels and made it back safely. So grateful for that. Ready to rock and roll, man.
Yeah. Did you post pictures? I remember your niece was here, and you cooked all the slabs of rib, boudin, and all that. Did you post pictures on Twitter?
I have a problem with transferring it from my phone to my iPad, man. So I'm all over that. I thought about it every day, man, since you said. But I was trying to send it to myself on my email, man. But you know how it is sometimes.
I'm trying to get you to put that taste on their tongue. I'm trying to get you a few caters, little private parties or something. Everybody don't know how you do that cue, man. You one of these Texas boys put it down here in H-Town. So yeah, I'm trying to get you a few catering jobs, something only if you want them. Yeah, you got to put that taste on the tongue.
All right. Oh man.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and get into it. Tough loss Saturday. A&M. We went down to Baton Rouge, played LSU Tigers, and knew it was at stake, but ended up coming up a little bit short. Winning the game 8-3, and wanted to finish on a strong note. And pretty much it was a defensive battle most of the game, but offensively we just really couldn't get things going, or whether it was drop balls or whatever. Running game, they really shut that down, but our defense kind of slowed their running game down a little bit. So tough loss, but we lost 27-24 after Calzada hit. I don't think that was Muhammad, but we scored that last touchdown. He ran it in, and we went up 24-20. And I guess we left too much time on the clock. But if we could have came out with that, that would have been huge. But that was a tough loss, and I know it left a little bitter taste in a lot of guys' mouth, especially some of the former players. We in a group chat, and oh man, it was explosive off. But the good thing about it is that it shows that guys are still engaged, still involved, and you want to see your school do well. So we're fans. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just like y'all, you said last time we was on with Puck about the guys that set the standard, the Roper, Wallace of the world, the people that set the standard, you expect them to uphold that, man, and that's the tragedy of it. I don't think they understand the standard that was set, because they don't show them all films, or they don't show them the Bliss brothers, those two defensive ends, number 2 and number 3. They don't show them, the Bliss brothers content, So I think that's the disconnect.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was tough, and I know it was tough on the guys. You want to finish on a high note, this and that, and to fight that hard to get back in the game, even though you didn't play as well as you wanted to, and have a chance to win it and let it slip away at the end. That was real tough. But I'll go with some of the stats. Go ahead.
Before you go there, man, and then these last 2-3 weeks, man, it was, that's why I said Jimbo could have made his money, man, because it's so much to match, especially on the road, man. It's the hit them in the mouth effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think we've been so at the beginning of these games, and then the Ogeron last game for him. You know, you got to focus on that kind of stuff and not walk in there smiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you're just gonna do what you do. This ain't Prairie View. That's why I said I wouldn't have played. I would against Prairie View. I wouldn't have played none of the starters.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that
was pretty much a winnable game. So but like you said, the emotion that's involved and what a lot of people don't look at is even though LSU made a decision to go in a different direction from Coach Ogeron, he was a player's coach from what I understand, and the players loved this and that, and I figured they was gonna go all out to
they played. The kids played that game for him, man.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta know what kind of energy is coming at you when you walk in the stadium. You know what I mean?
That's true.
We like the first half, we didn't match it at all. You know,
yeah, it was like I said, it was tough, and we never got in a rhythm. And I think that's the tough part is we never got in a rhythm. And like I said, we had several drop balls. I was looking at Calzada's 20 or 35. So I know some of them are not. You know, he just missed on some of those throws, but I know he missed on 15 throws.
Right.
You know, some catchable balls that at the end of the day, you got to come down with the ball and make a play. And
you got to make plays. You got to make plays for the quarterback, man. You know.
And you know, I was thinking myself, Robert, earlier. I remember you came up with the theme. This was years ago, and I think you started doing paintings or lithographs, but it was money players. You remember that?
Yeah.
And that's what you need at that time. You know, sometimes we say you need a dog or whatever, but you need. Also, I said that's a money player when the game gets on the line and you need whether it's a first down, a clutch play, or somebody that everybody looks to make that play to keep the chains moving or whatever. I think they still kind of sometimes finding their identity. I don't think that person is defined or that receiver say no matter what you throw me the ball, if I don't catch it, it's going to be an interference call or something. I'm going to get it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that mentality yet, and sometimes you need that, especially on the road. Because, like you said, it was. I think that stadium holds 100,000, but it was 91,000, and I think when we traveled, the away games is maybe 65 players plus the coaches. So you got maybe 120 people on the sideline that's rooting for you, and you got 100,000 people rooting against you. You know, that's a hostile environment, and it gets loud down there. So,
family, man, you got to be a family in that situation.
You got to be a family. So, yeah, but stats was total yards. A&M had 296. LSU had 412. Rushing was real bad. We only had 54 yards, and that's probably maybe a sack, or I think Calzada took a couple of losses and stuff like that. We had 54. They had 106. Average yards per rush was 1.9. LSU was 2.9. And then time of possession was 27-40 for the Aggies and 32-20. So, like I said, I think this was a defensive battle, defensive game. Both defenses kind of showed up. They got out on us a little bit early on, and then our defense kind of settled down and hunkered down and kind of gave us a chance to win the game. We just came up with the play, but then we had to come up with it defensively to keep them out the end zone. We didn't do that. So I think that was the thing that was kind of discouraging about this game.
So when you bring up the rushing, the rushing part of it, man, you know what I see and it really pisses me off is so with the offense back then, North Turner and Bob Toledo's offenses, as far as the backs, we was coming downhill. You know what I mean? And this spread offense with this bullshit, you know, the the running back is standing with his heels at 5.
Yeah.
The mesh point is so by the time it's the mesh point, he's 3 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And they expect him to figure that out. And it ain't gonna never happen. You know, all these plays where they need to get in the pistol, man, and put that damn tailback A-chain or hit Spiller, heels at 7.
Okay.
Heels at 7, and just run the same plays, but run them downhill, man. If I see another A&M running back that I know got talent running sideways initially on a running play, again in the SEC, you know that's not going to work, man. So that's my thing on the rushing battle.
Yeah, and you know the thing that, you know, we ran the option when we were there, so it wasn't a big disguise. We didn't really we threw the football, but not a lot. But that was our identity, setting the tone by coming off the ball, running the option, you know, just tough physical football play. And, you know, like now, like you say, it's a one-back set where, you know, you play fullback and you lay it up in there, this and that, you know, 2 tight ends.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I need to ask you this from an offensive perspective.
Okay.
If you run spread,
Mm-hmm.
so usually, like, if there's an I formation, there's 3 linebackers in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? 2 of them got the backs that's in the I formation. 1 of them got the tight end. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if when the ball is snapped, you know, they gonna match up. So it's 2 linebackers on 2 backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you back up and you go and spread.
Okay.
Those 2 linebackers still sitting there. It might be a DB or somebody playing nickel or something. But
Right.
there's 2 people there versus that 1 back.
Right.
They account for the back, the second back, even though he's not there. And now you can run all kind of exotic blitzes and, you know, all this stuff like that, man. I'm like, and then, you know, I'm not gonna get to the point where we line up in what we're gonna run in, and then we sit there and let the defense look at it for 20 to 25 seconds before we call a play. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think we've been up tempo this year. You know. And then every big play, any play, if my offense, any play over 20 yards,
yeah,
it's no huddle, and everybody knows the play we run. We own the ball. We own the ball. You know,
and that's something you practice in practice. You know, whether it's a day dedicated to it. But I think you're right. You got to have certain plays, even if it's an RPO. Like you say, you have a big play down the field. You hear him get on the football, and you know, the quarterback has a decision whether, you know, he runs an RPO, this and that. But it doesn't give the defense time to kind of settle in, make their calls, kind of really look over the formation, stuff like that. They got to think a lot quicker, and a lot of times you can cause them to burn timeouts and stuff like that. And because they want to stop that momentum, and a defense doesn't get them caught off guard. So yeah, you're right about that. Cap for life. Oh, what's up? What's up, Cap for life? How you doing tonight?
Back in the house.
I guess the good news about A&M, we got a couple more things. We'll get to the Dolphins. Recruiting. Heard this past week or this weekend, Evan Stewart, a receiver. I think he's number 1 in the state, or maybe number 2.
But in the country.
Oh, in the country. Okay. My bad. So
yeah, he's number 1 in the country.
Yeah, he committed to Texas A&M. So I understand what Jimbo was saying when he said, you know, he would almost be a fool after this class he's recruiting. And I think if they land a couple of more, they have an opportunity to possibly have the number 1 recruiting class. But even if you finish 3 or 4, when you bring in these caliber guys, as long as they pan out and you coach them up, man, that's definitely the way that you got to do it. And, you know, I thought about, I think it was a year before you came in, Bet. I remember Coach Sherrill was there, and we signed, was it 7 running backs or 9 running backs in that class before you?
5, yeah.
I know it was Tank, McAfee, Horton, Doug Carter, Randy Simmons. That's 5 right there. It might have been 5, but 5 of the top guys.
There's
Oh,
another guy,
Was there?
James.
Gerald Mitchell, and was it another one? I'm trying to remember, but I was like, man, how do you get 7 running backs? But it was so much heat. You know, Larry Horton was such a great athlete. You know, he even moved over to safety. But it was just, I mean, that's the thing you got to do. You got to build your team with so much depth that if a guy goes down, you can plug another guy in there and keep going. And I think we head in the right direction. So that was a positive note. They were scrolling across the thing, the top 25. We bumped down to 24, and the bowl predictions, and they got us playing. I guess the bowl prediction projected we're supposed to go back to Houston, the NRG, and play Iowa State. So to be a SEC versus a Big 12 opponent. So I said, okay, but if you win that game, I'm sure we get a much better bowl or a bigger bowl or maybe a New Year's Day bowl. But I said, let's try to finish strong, and that's always good for recruiting. And then it gives us, I'm sure we got a lot of guys here from Houston that, you know, are possibly thinking about attending Texas A&M. So get those guys signed, or maybe we can sway a couple more. But
Tell you what, man, between that guy, the number 1 receiver that committed, and you know, this kid from down here, my buddy's son, Noah Thomas.
Oh yeah, Broderick's nephew. Yeah.
Nephew. I mean, bro. I mean, you put them on the outside, it's trouble. And then you know they got another Wiedemeyer. They got another Wiedemeyer coming out of Dickinson. That's going to A&M.
And you know, that's the thing. Iron sharpens iron, and when you start bringing guys in there, it makes you go. You're gonna have to work harder, because if not, you got these guys coming behind you that just as good as you are, and if you don't want it, you could end up losing your spot. So I like this and that. But Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, Alabama, the top 4, and then Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. Georgia plays Alabama this weekend, so that should be a pretty good game. I think Georgia's favored. Oklahoma State plays Baylor. Michigan plays, is it Wisconsin or Iowa? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it could be some upsets that really disrupt the top 4. I mean, everybody kind of got it projected. And Cincinnati plays U of H, so they got a good team. But U of H been playing some good football, so I'm gonna be tuned in this Saturday and kind of seeing what the outcome, and see if they shake up the playoff picture, this and that. So,
hey man, I'm gonna give a shout out to my little cousin Alex Hogan.
Okay,
he'll be playing against Cincinnati with him and the Houston Cougars, man. So wish him all the best. Hopefully they can shock the world.
and I mean, you know, the thing is, I thought about U of H is a couple of years ago. I think I remember when Kevin Sumlin, before he came to A&M, they were ranked and they lost a game late in the season. They were like maybe 5-7. They had a chance to get in there, and then I think the same thing with Tom Herman before he went to Texas at U of H. So they got some players down there. You know, this is a chance. So I'm looking for a good game, and I wouldn't even be upset if U of H. You know, I got a root for the home team, so I wouldn't be upset if they come and pull up.
Go ahead, knock them out. Knock them on out.
And then, so we can get to the Miami Dolphins. This is 4 in a row.
4-0.
7. I mean, man, I done had 4 good weeks. I mean, it's just, I think everybody's attitude. I can even see the mood swing and changed on Twitter, some of social media, this and that. You know, people that were just kind of picking the team apart now are buying in. I mean, you always got your diehard fans, this and that just gonna ride with them regardless. But man, it's quieted a lot of the naysayers to say, you know, hey, maybe we got a legit chance. And now people are talking about, you know, if they win out, possibly could get in the playoffs. But I just want them to, I don't want to put that on them yet, because I just want them to continue to focus on one game at a time. If that happens, cool. If it doesn't, we finish strong because we really dug ourselves in a hole at the first half of the season. Going 1-7, and like I tell people, it was a couple of games that could have went either way. I know Jacksonville and Atlanta, we lost those two games by a field goal at the very last minute. So if you win those two games instead of 5-7, you're 7-5, and everything just looks. That's just taking those two games, but won the game 33-10. Played Carolina Panthers. I'll go through some of the stats. Dolphins had 315 total yards. Cardinals had 198. We had 111 rushing yards, which I think this is the second and third week we've rushed for over 100 yards, which is good. I know 120, I think we said was kind of what you kind of aimed for, but we were 9 yards away from that. Carolina had 64 rushing yards. Turnovers, we had 1. Carolina, we had 3 interceptions. So defense is playing balls out. Also had a special teams touchdown, which is huge. That's another phase of the game when you can get scoring out of that. That just, that's another phase that you win. And then I love this stat here: time of possession. Dolphins had it for 37 minutes and 34 seconds. Carolina had it for 22 minutes and 26 seconds. So dominant play. And then, of course, our quarterback, I think I know it was in 80%, almost 90%, but he completed 27 of 31 passes. So that means only 4 drops or 4 missed passes, 230 yards in his camp. What do you think about Lindsey pickup and Tua Steelbro? Hey, I love it, bro. I've been supporting Tua from day one. Liked him at Alabama, this and that. There are things he's doing. I like the way he gets the ball out quick, this and that. His decision making. Every now and then he makes a bad throw, but that's part of the process, human part. But for him to be completing what he does, the passes, almost 80%, 90% of his passes. I know we don't go down the field a lot, but that's probably due to our offense. 80% back-to-back games. Yeah, you're right. That's due to, we got to fix our offensive line up front, limit some of the pressures and stuff like that. And then you can take more shots down the field, or you can stretch the field more. But if you're concerned about protecting the quarterback and you got a guy coming here, a guy coming there, you're going to have to use more of a quick pass and shorter route. And, people criticize, Tua, the offense like that. But I can remember it was a few years ago. And I remember Tom Brady and New England, they would use the RPO kind of like they would, throw a pass for 7-8 yards, and they used it as if it was almost like the running game because you kept the change. It's all in how you design your offense. And I think a lot of people look like that. And, with Al Davis, I remember, rest his soul. But I remember they said he just wanted to throw the deep ball every play. So, you can't do that, but he had guys that could run 4-2, 4-3, but it's all in what you design to do. And as long as you can execute the offense that you're running, I think that's the most important thing. It's not only Jesse Davis, this offensive line, and it's just random guys. It's not just one guy, but it's one guy on this play, one guy on that play. And we just got to solidify those 5 guys up front to where we play way more consistent. And then we can also not only play more consistent in the passing game, but also in the running game. And that open up the running game and the holes and stuff like that where we can be more balanced. But I think a lot of that will be addressed in the offseason, but we just got to deal with it right now.
Yeah, we gotta ride this one out, but that would be one of the first things taken care of at the end of the season is the coach.
No question. It's sticking out like a sore thumb, and I think the way I know they pay attention to social media stuff like if everybody can see it, that's definitely going to be addressed. And I think they tried some things in the offseason, tried to bring some guys in that didn't work out, but Definitely probably free agency and through the draft. I'm sure we're going to be going heavy O-line and trying to get this because now you're seeing, just like Ennis Campbell brought up, 80% 2 weeks in a row from your quarterback throwing the football. So if he can throw that in short to mid-range, imagine, he's throwing the long ball, and then you got Jalen Waddle, and, we got a lot of receivers hurt. So if it wasn't for like Jalen Waddle and Gesicki been eating too, tight end. So those guys been making plays. So they just got to continue to do that, and we'll be all right. But defense had 5 sacks, which is good. I mean, I keep telling everybody.
Defense has had an awakening.
I said it's like it's 2020 again. Except
it starts with number 8, Javon Holland.
He's a beast. He is. Hey, and Phillips. Hey, Jalen Phillips, he had 3 sacks. That's the guy that came out of University of Miami, and it was questions because I guess he had some concussions, but that guy can play football. He can rush the pass, and that's what I said. When you get a young guy like that, even if he just swaps sides or whatever, I'm like, just let him go up the field. Let him go up the field. Continue.
That's a game changer, man. You know that. That's a game changer, man. That drives killers.
Yeah. So just happy, and then so when you got 3 rookies, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, like you said, Javon Holland, which I think Javon possibly, maybe Jalen Waddle. I had to check the other stats, but we might have possibly an offensive rookie of the year and a defensive rookie of the year, the same team. And I don't know when that's happened, but that's huge production from your 2 first-round picks, and Javon Holland was a second-round pick. But
man, now we gotta go ahead. Now we gotta go ahead and give the Dolphins brass, a shout out. And with the draft,
Yeah.
Now like the draft is working out. Only thing they didn't do was hire the next Richmond Webb.
They looking. That was the thing. And I understand it allowed us to get guys like Jalen Waddle and this and that, but we had Larry Tunsil, and they traded him away to the Texans, which kind of shocked me at the time, but we could definitely use that young man. But if we had him, we probably would have Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, because it was. I understand why they did it, but now looking back, you'd be like, man, if I could get that guy back, that was really. That's one side you could shore up, and then just you could kind of help on the other side. So,
hey, I got a shout out.
That's what me and Robert talked about. I agree with you, man. He is.
I said Sean Taylor, R.I.P.
He's
a reckless abandon, man.
Yeah, he's on that level, and he'll come up and lay the wood, and he's a ball hawk. It's just when you find them play like that, man, they're worth their weight in gold. So they definitely found. I understand why they took that young man. I'm glad they did, but he's definitely been a plus. And to see him accelerate, pick up the defense, and play at such a high level, being this is his.
And I think I think happened is I think the coach had a meeting with himself and said, let me get back to doing what got me here.
Yeah. And he possibly, somebody mentioned that to him, he possibly could have helped with the defense, because the defense is playing this last month or so. They're playing totally different than what they're doing. And look like everybody's having fun. And I saw a stat where Xavier Howard is the fastest player to get to 25 interceptions in like 67 games, something like that. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, wow. So, he went. He's
that defense is young.
Defense is very young. You're right. So they're gonna only get better. So I always like the X Howard, and he went to. I think he came out of Wheatley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you got to give him the story behind that T-shirt, boy. You can't flash that Kane Hall on. The Aggie family might know, but the Miami people don't know about the Kane Hall shirt, man. That's give him a little history behind that before we get out of here.
This is the Kane Hall we lived in Woodford King Hall back when they had athletic dorms, and you know, we had our trainer, our equipment manager, RIP, Mr. Uh, Billy Pickard, would come and check your dorm room. And if you had a clean room, you get a King Hall Clean Room Club shirt. So we, the football players, we turned this into a fraternity. So we turned it into a fraternity, and wore the King Hall Clean Room Club shirts with pride, man. And and that made us more of a family. Man, I'm telling you, this is the only thing. Like I got to go back to what you said about the link in the chain, the rock that he gave us. That's what's missing with the team right now. Just imagine if they had that chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's missing. But yeah, so man, so. And anybody that talks about Kane Hall or lived there, man, you had to become a man, basically.
Yeah.
You had to become a man because you had to pay your dues. That's what's missing. We were freshmen. We had to go on the third floor. You know what I mean? Get your little young asses up on the third floor.
It was a pecking order. It was definitely a pecking order. So yeah.
So and they're taking that out of the game because everybody's a brand right these days. I'm like, oh, here we go. But yeah, man, it's a great fraternity, man. It is a fraternity. It's brothers for life, man. No matter what color, man, white, black. If you lived there, you wore the T-shirt and you walked through the bell tower before the game. You know what I'm saying?
That was the good old days. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, you're right. It's just even today, the way we interact in the group text and just, guys, always happy to see when we get together. We always have a good time. So the camaraderie is still there. And the good thing is it's that way. Even when we go back to Miami and stuff like that, we got a good group and a lot of other NFL alumni associations come and kind of look at ours to kind of study to see how to set theirs up. So it's good to be, like we're the example and stuff like that. But this Sunday we play the Giants at Miami, 1:00 Eastern. This is the only thing that I got left that I was going to say, after this week, we got a bye week. And you know how it is. The week before you had a bye week, a lot of time that's a distraction. So this could be a trap game. I just want the guys to focus in and stay focused. But a lot of times guys will start thinking about, what they're going to do on the bye week, this and that. And it happened even when we played. A lot of times we would lose that game before the bye week. And it's not only us, but I've seen it happen with other teams. So guys just stay loaded in and just continue to take it week by week. And then we win this Giants game. We got a bye week, rest up, and then we got a strong push to get ready for those last 4 games. So let's continue to build momentum. And you got any final thoughts before we get out of here, Robert?
Yeah, man, I want to thank our good buddy Dennis Mud Dog Ransom for my King Hall Clean Room Club shirt.
Oh, ain't no question.
And just shout out Starcade Media, Noah, and James Howell Sports at YouTube. That's about it, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. James Howell is a guy that helps us with the production, and he kind of does things behind the scenes that makes things go smooth. So he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but great guy. Has a great show. His show is James Howell Chiefs Sports Talk, and you can find him on YouTube. So if y'all get a chance, check him out. Like, share, follow him on YouTube. Show him some love. No matter what, and he helps us out big time. So thanks, James. We appreciate it.
So Man, I'm like, when you lean a certain way,
Yeah.
I'm seeing, a reflection in the window back there.
Don't be looking in the windows. Don't be looking in the windows over here.
So
What you
it's
see?
the light, man.
Huh?
See
Oh,
that?
the little circle. The little
Oh,
circle light.
yeah.
That's what you talking about.
I'm gonna have to let the fellas know you didn't win Hollywood.
See, I got it right here. Let's see here.
No, I'm not. No, I understand.
That's what you talking about.
That's Hollywood, man.
Oh man, come on, don't do me like that, man. Hold up, man.
Come on, man.
You
I'm gonna have to
got
call.
the boys on me. Don't do me like that, man. These people gonna
I'm
see
gonna have to
that.
call Coach Cheryl and Mud
Yeah,
Dog
people on
Ransom,
Twitter
man.
calling me Hollywood, man. Don't do that, man. You giving out my nicknames and all that, boy. I got a new nickname on Twitter now. They'll be saying Hollywood or something. Oh, no. But like you say, like, share, and subscribe. I'm at Richmond Webb, at Aggie Bull for Robert Wilson, at Starcade Media. Also follow our good friend James Howell at Chief Sports Talk. He just put his, I think his Twitter, Starcade Media at James Howell 1. So give my man a follow and Rob, you got to get a like, bro. So they want to see you, bull.
No, sir.
They got to see you, man. They looking for you.
Hey, if they can't see all this, something.
No, dog. They done called you out, bro. We got to get you a light over there. They got to see you, man.
I'm outside, man.
That's cool. We just got to put a few more lights out there. That's it.
That's it.
Hey, but thanks for listening in. We'll see you guys next week, and thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week.